Shalom, I'm Rabbi Eric, and today I'll be reading from the book of Joshua, chapter 16, 17, and 18. I'll be reading from the Tree of Life version, but you can follow along on whichever version you have handy. The allotment for the children of Joseph went from the Jordan at Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east to the wilderness, going up from Jericho through the hill country to Bethel. From Bethel it went out to Luz, then continued to the border of the Arkites at Ataroth. Then it went down westward to the territory of the Japhalites, to the territory of lower Beth Horon, onto Gezer, and ended at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim received their portion. Now the territory of the children of Ephraim according to their clans was as follows. The border of their inheritance eastward was Atroth Adar, up to upper Beth Horon. Then the border went out westward at Metath on the north. Then the border turned eastward to Tanoth Shiloh, and passed by it to the east of Genoa. Then it went down from Genoa to Ataroth, and to Narah. Then reached Jericho and came out at the Jordan. From Tappuah, the border went along westward to the Wadi Canaan, and ended at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim according to their clans, together with the towns which were set apart for the children of Ephraim in the midst of the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all these towns with their villages. But they did not drive out the Canaanites that were living in Gezer. So the Canaanites continued to live in the midst of Ephraim to this day, and became forced laborers. Chapter 17. Now this was the allotment for the tribe of Manasseh, the firstborn of Joseph, to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead. Since he was a man of war, he got Gilead and Bashan. So for the rest of the children of Manasseh, according to their clans, for the sons of Abiezer, Helech, Asriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, son of Joseph, according to their clans. But Zelophehad, son of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. These were the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Haglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. So they appeared before Eleazar the Cohen, before Joshua son of Nun, and before the leaders, saying, Adonai commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our kinsmen. Therefore, according to the commandment of Adonai, he gave them a portion among their father's kinsmen. Thus 10 shares fell to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, that is beyond their Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received a portion among his sons. Meanwhile, the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the sons of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh ran from Asher to Michmethath, which is facing Shechem. Then the border went along southward to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. Next, the border went down to Wadi Canaan, south of the wadi by the towns belonging to Ephraim among Manasseh's towns. But the border of Manasseh was on the north side of the wadi and ended at the sea. The south side belonged to Ephraim, and the north side belonged to Manasseh, and the sea was its border. They reached to Asher on the north and to Issachar on the east. Within Issachar and Asher, Manasseh possessed Beth Shean and its villages, Ablim and its villages, and the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, the inhabitants of Endor and its villages, the inhabitants of Tanakh and its villages, the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages, 3 regions. Yet the children of Manasseh could not take possession of these towns, because the Canaanites were resolved to live in that land. But when Bnei Israel became stronger, that they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly dispossess them. Then the children of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given us only one allotment and one portion for an inheritance? For we are a numerous people whom Adonai has thus far blessed. So Joshua said to them, If you have so many people, go you up to the forest, and clear a place for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you. The hill country will not be enough for us, the children of Joseph replied. But all the Canaanites who inhabit the valley land have iron chariots, both those who are in Beth Shean and its villages, and those who are in the Jezreel valley. But Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, You are a numerous people with great strength. You shouldn't have just one allotment, because the hill country should be yours. Though it is a forest, you will clear it, and to its farthest borders it will be yours. For you will drive out the Canaanites, even though they have iron chariots, and even though they are strong. Chapter 18. Then the whole congregation of Bnei Israel assembled at Shiloh and set up the tent of meeting there, after the land was now subdued before them. Yet there remained among Bnei Israel 7 tribes that still had not received their portions. So Joshua said to Bnei Israel, How long will you be slack about going in to possess the land which Adonai, the God of your fathers, has given you? Appoint for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them, and they will arise and walk through the land and describe it according to their inheritance, and then return to me. They are to divide it into 7 portions. Judah will remain within its territory in the south, and the house of Joseph will remain within their territory in the north. After you have described the 7 portions of land, bring the description here to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before Adonai our God. But the Levites have no portion among you, for the priest of Adonai is their inheritance. Also Gad, Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moses the servant of Adonai gave them. So the men arose and went, and Joshua charged those who went to write a description of the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it, then return to me, and I will cast lots for you here before Adonai in Shiloh. So the men went, passing through the land, and described it in a scroll, town by town, in 7 parts. Then they came to Joshua at the camp at Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before Adonai, and there Joshua apportioned the land to Bnei Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up. For their clans, the territory of their allotment lay between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Now their border on the north side was from the Jordan. The border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the hill country westward, and it ended at the wilderness of Beth Aven. Then the border passed from there to Luz, to the side of Luz, that is, Bethel, southward. Next the border went down to Atroth Adar, near the mountain that lies to the south of lower Beth Horon. On the west side, from the hill facing Beth Horon southward, the border curved, turning about southward, and ended at Kiriath Baal, that is, Kiriath Jearim, a town of the children of Judah. This was the west side. Then the south side was from the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim. Then the border went westward, going to the spring of the waters Nephtoah. Then the border went down to the foot of the mountain by the valley of Ben Hinnom, which is at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Then it went down to the valley of Hinnom, to the slope of the Jebusite southward, and went down to En Rogel. Then it curved north and went to Ein Shemesh, and ran to Gileoth, opposite the ascent of Adumim, and went down to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. Next it passed northward to the slope facing the Arabah of the Jordan Valley, and went down to the Arabah. Then the border passed along the side of Beth Hoglah northward, and the border ended at the northern bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern border. The Jordan was to be the border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, and its borders all around according to their clans. Now the towns of the tribes of the children of Benjamin, according to their clans, were Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Arabah, Zemaraim, Bethel, Avivim, Parah, Ophrah, Chephar Ammonah, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their villages, Gibeon, Ramah, Berot, Mizpah, Chephirah, Mozah, Rakim, Irpil, Taralah, Zillah, Eleph, and Jerbus, that is, Jerusalem. Gibeah and Kiriath, 14 towns with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their clans.